Hello ladies and gentlemen, I'm Rex Nightmare for TPS, and today I'll be doing a video on the new update, Doomsday Heist. Now, I understand I haven't posted a video in a while and I do apologise for that, but hopefully once I get my surface fixed, I'll be able to post up a lot more videos more frequently for you guys to enjoy, providing you enjoy my videos. Now, what I'd like to say first of all is that, as you guys may have known from the videos that you may have seen me previously do, you'll understand I do not write a script. I go off basically the top of my head. Any knowledge I know is what I already know and not what I'm currently researching, because I don't have any device next to me. I don't have like a window set up or anything to feed me any details I may need to know. I just go off what I know. Whether that's true or false will depend on the comments I receive after the video is complete. Now, this video I'm doing today is a live, well, I'll say live recording. It's not a live stream, but I'm playing GTA as I speak this, so if I go a little off track, I do apologise. I will try and not let this gameplay overpower my train of thought of what I'm trying to say. So, as I'm sure everyone that knows about GTA, it's littered all over the YouTube ads, all over television ads, all over the game itself, all over Rockstar pages, and I'm sure even on your consoles it'll say about the Doomsday Heist. Now, this is a DLC that came out on the 12th of December, and basically what it is like a miniature. I say miniature, it's probably larger than the bunker, but it's like a bunker. You can't get, as far as I know, I don't have hacked money. You'll see my money seat. It's not loads. It's what, just under 100, just over 100 grand. I don't do any modding. I don't receive money from modders. I just get my money through missions the old-fashioned way, and I got this Duke of Death through. It was free on the car website. I don't know how that was, but it was. But anyway, what I'm about to show you once I get to my facility is my facility. It's what I've got. It's what I've done legit. So it's not very good. I will be honest, I haven't renovated it in any way. I've just bought the cheapest one and got on with it. But I've already experienced something which has really let this DLC down for me, and I really don't like it. If you're familiar with the PS3 version of GTA Online, GTA 5 Online to be more specific, there was a mod that modders use where I'm pretty sure they'd bring up a menu and they'd allow everyone in that lobby to just spontaneously combust, let's say. Not set alight like it usually means, but just explode. So I'm sure those that have moved on from PS3 will know that this mod has always been a pain in the backside, and they've seemed to have brought it in not as a mod but as a part of the facility. Now hear me out on this before you either stop playing this altogether for that fact, or before you get misleading information. What it is, there's an orbital cannon you can get in your facility, which you can get a bird's eye view of the map and destroy someone of your choosing. I was going across the road on this road further back, and that happened to me. I was in my Bullet GT and it just blew up, and I thought it was a modder at first, but then I seen on the feed the name come up saying so and so killed me. Now once I looked on my map, I found that he wasn't in any specific location, but it was the icon of a semicircle with a house top on top, which showed that he was in a personal building of his. My guess is that that was a facility. As I looked for the cheapest one, I wasn't looking at the location, I was looking at the prices, so I don't know if he was near one. I'm pretty sure he was. As I usually do, because I will admit I'm a bit of a rager, I texted him, nothing too bad, just basically called him a coward, killing me from closed doors. He sent me one back, just L, like 4 O's and then another L, and I found that pretty sad, but that's what he done. Now, I will show you the facility as I speak, so you can get a feel of what it looks like. If you want to get one on your own, I advise you not to watch the rest of this video, as I will be walking through my facility, and if you don't want to spoil anything, then ideally don't look too much into what I'll be doing. Now, with this facility, the fact you can use the orbital cannon on people out of missions is such a letdown to this DLC that it's made this game less enjoyable for me to play. But this isn't the only issue for this DLC, in my opinion. When telling my wife about it, she did make a good point, a valid point, saying that, well, every game needs to progress somewhere. But I have, in my personal opinion, Grand Theft Auto 5 has progressed in the wrong way. They've, as you can see from this, right, when you start this game, you get off the plane, meet Lamar, you're not a gangster, but you're doing backstreet gang jobs for money, you know, you're getting easy money for easy missions. Simple. Robbing shop, easy money for easy missions. They get harder as they progress. When you start meeting Martin Madrazo, Lester, you get more money, and the missions get a bit harder. It gets more organized, but after the bunker, it was like, okay, this should probably be as good as it gets. I think they started going downhill there. This game was, as I say, a backstreet robbery sort of game. You know, you set up heists, yeah, and everyone was waiting for this heist. I do understand that, but I mean, there's weaponized vehicles now that are just so overpowered, in my opinion, that they shouldn't have been added in. And like, for instance, we got the APC. If there's two people in front of that, not only is it hard to shoot them through that tiny little window they look out of, it's hard, but not impossible, I understand. But that's an explosive cannon on top of that APC, that heavily armoured vehicle, that will cost you $20,000 if you blow it up. Now, what I don't like about the fact that they brought these weaponized vehicles in is that you can make them personal. If you looked at, oh well, you couldn't actually, I just realised I didn't record until I was already out of my apartment. But I have a half track in there, which I think costs 20 grand once destroyed by an online player. So I understand it seems quite hypocritical of me to be dissing these armoured vehicles only to then own one myself. But in my opinion, they shouldn't have been added in altogether. The tank was the biggest, baddest weaponized vehicle you could get when this game first came out, aside the lasers, of course, ground vehicle wise. The room I just entered is the war room, let's say. This is where you will start your heists. You need 65 grand, you can't see it, but in that red square just up there, it says 65 grand. You need that much to start off your new heists. And as you can see, the vehicles behind me on that screen, the chopper, the car in the top right, is that car in the top right, by the way, although I know it looks pretty much standard, but that can fly. It's a flying car. They brought basically a hovercraft. And as if the bike, in my opinion, wasn't bad enough, they brought a car that is just as OP. I was getting chased by one of them whilst in my mobile operations center, and he was shooting loads of explosives at me. And I was like, why are these cars added? Why are these things there? I mean, they're single person able, so they don't even need a second person to shoot the rockets. They can do it on their own, and they can fly away before you can get out with your homing launcher. And of course, like the flying bike, it's got the agility to dodge those easy. So it's unfair, in my opinion. I'm fully legit. My level is something 170, I believe. I don't want to look at the menu too long because I don't want people losing their hair over me having their name in this game, because obviously I haven't given a shout out to anyone. I'm not doing that. It's because it's about the game DLC, not about players. But you know, the cars they're bringing into it, I'll show you on the internet, is incredibly too advanced for what the game was. The Avenger here for 3.4 million is equivalent to the Mobile Operations Center. I have this, but I don't have this. But this is obviously stationed in the air. They finally brought in a jetpack, which everyone was on about for ages. Here is a what's that? Deluxo, if I pronounce that right. What looks like it was taken in Michael's garden, for that matter. But as you can see, it's a hovercraft basically. You've probably seen it on the advert, for that matter. And in my opinion, it's just terrible. It shouldn't have added in. This, if you've played Saints Row the Third, there's a mini game part in the major quest where you got to be a tank. An AP and a pixelated tank, and this looks a bit like that, and it just looks terrible, you know, in my opinion, because the tank that Warstock comes with, it looks like a legit tank that you'd see nowadays. This looks like something you'd see in the future at a museum of sci-fi conventions or something, you know, something that you wouldn't see as a legit vehicle driving around. I've been in one of these barrages. These are terrible unless done up. That bat gun can only aim 180 degrees from left to right. This can go all the way around. That can be transferred into a 40mm grenade launcher. That could be transferred into a 50 cal minigun. But the vehicle itself, I mean, if you tip it, you've got two gunners. Your only defense falling out, as with the Insurgent. But at least the Insurgent's more covered than this. You got different vehicles here. I mean, this one looks like a school bus pimped out to make it look like a tank on like a rolling fortress. This is the new chopper as well. I don't know if that's a camera or a cannon. I haven't been in this, but the looks of that barrel there, I think that's a minigun. This, I'm not even going to, Chernobog, if I pronounced that right, is basically a multi-missile launcher, or there is a proper name for it, and he does say, Lester says it in the advert for this, but all this stuff, I mean the laser was an overdue addition to this game, and they didn't bring it out, and when they did, they brought it out for $6.5 million, when you can get it for free in the military base. Now, I was told by my brother-in-law that a YouTuber said that, and because of that, they've shut the gates to the hangars again, I think, unless you own them, and they've made more tanks spawn if you try and get one, but I mean, it's either 5,000, right, to call off cops altogether, unless you attack them, right, or $6.5 million to own it and get it blown up just as quick. So, I mean, the Batmobile, the Vigilante, that's a very bad addition to this game. There's so many people that go around in this with the only intention to blow you up, whether or not you're on a mission, they just want to blow you up. It's just an excuse to blow you up, which brings me on to my next issue with this. This isn't so much a DLC per se, but it is an assistance with, because of this DLC, it's not getting any better. Is that if you were to go on your pause menu, go into your friends list. You can't see yourself on your friends list, but I'll use, here we are, I'll use my cousin-in-law for example. He has a kill-death ratio at the top next to his level, on the right of his level. Now, the issue with this kill-death ratio is that people that care about this, about their kill-death ratio being above 1.0, will not like dying constantly. Mine's 1.77 last time I checked, which means I'm okay with that. I do mind if it goes below 1.0. But if you kill people, it makes you seem a bad player. Your cursor goes red instead of white, and people get more RP for killing you, which just doesn't make sense, because for another example then, if you are greeted by someone in this vigilante, if you're greeted by someone in an APC, one of these tanks, you know, one of these vehicles, weaponized vehicles, vehicles that people buy for the sole purpose of killing you for no reason most of the times. I mean, if you're messing with someone and they pull it out in defense, that's a different story. But if they're driving around, like I always get these people in APCs driving around, there's a guy on the cannon and he blows you up, and they just drive off into the sunset together. And it's just a pain in the backside. This, you can kill them easy, there's no armor to this. This, you can do up the windows and you can get killed quite hard, but if an RPG is sent to these guns at the rear, you're dead. These blow up after one RPG. I bought this for no, it was on offer. I bought it. It was 1.2 mil or something like that. It was a waste of money. Terrible. If you haven't bought it and thinking about it, don't get it. You can't even get these two out at the same time. This is your personal vehicle once you request it. Not like the mobile operation center where you can have that out and call it and do it up. No, that you call it and you can't call any other vehicle up. Not even like a standard bike or a car or something from another website like Legendary Motorsports, for instance. You can't even call out one of these cars if you have your your trailer out. But I've been greeted with people in APCs that have blown me up and just ridden off together. Now, the issue with this, I don't like dying and not getting vengeance. It's very frustrating for me, and I imagine a lot of players also. So once they kill me, I'll use any resources I have, from RPGs to anything really, to get my own back, even if it means exploding their APC. Now, I think these vehicles should have been kept to a Pegasus standard. They shouldn't have been able to be personal, because they are. I have blown up a APC in self-defense because he was trying to kill me. Granted, I was on a mission, so it does make sense, but it's still self-defense. I blew him up and 20 grand had gone. That's more than what I earned in the mission I was doing. It wasn't a job mission, it was a biker mission I think, and I got 12 grand back from completing the mission. That was with all 4 participants that participated, had everything that was required to complete the mission, and I still only got 12 grand from it, which is appalling, despite the fact I lost $8,000, which I know doesn't seem like much, but when you only have this much money, it is quite a lot. So it's very frustrating, and if anyone from Rockstar could see this, I will contact them on a more personal matter. If they can get rid of these vehicles, or just stop making them personal, it just make the game so much more enjoyable. I'm just getting less and less inclined to play this game, because the more I play it, the more they bring out, the more people with modded money from PS3, I'm friends with one, they get everything in the click of a finger. I only just scraped to buy this, and I'm going to say it's not worth it, because it's not. But it's up to you, really. You can park your vehicles, as you can see up there. I've got 3 vehicles up there. You can park your vehicles here. That's an availability. You don't have to buy anything for that. You don't have to buy a garage or a parking space. That comes with it. This big oval here is where you get out. You go in that yellow circle. It's not worth it, in my opinion. No, this was 1.2 million. Okay, and that was the cheapest one they had. There was one just above it at 1.4 mil, I think, but I had 1.3 at the time. I didn't have enough to do anything to it. I could just about get it. Oh, tell a lie, actually, I could renovate some of the walls, but that, again, that's as good as it got. And I can't do anything else. And because I have the cheapest one, if you look at the map here, ignore the names, but there's 2 people in the same place as myself, which means if I were to go out there and they gone out at the same time, I'd be dead. Top right of the map, you can see a car. I think that's the flying car. And you know, these sort of updates with things so expensive basically put modders or modded people with modded money in the hot seat and leave, let's just say, the commoners like myself stuck with 100 grand and a big ass facility you can't do nothing with. I'm currently doing the criminal mastermind objective, so I can't even start those new heists. I seen the cutscene going into that circular room you see me in earlier. Does enable a cutscene where Lester and a guy in a pink shirt, I can't remember the name, were there, and they basically just speak about the heist, about what's going on, and introduce you to it. And that's pretty much as far as that goes. Before then you can start it. But again, the fact it's gone basically all secret agent sort of style now is just such a letdown for me, in my opinion. It should have kept it pretty much the same as what it was, because it's just not what it used to be, and it's not great, you know. It's not something I specifically agree with, but that's just me. Now, if you're the same as that, you can leave a like. If you disagree with what I said, you can leave a dislike. I'm not like many YouTubers which beg for a like or keep pushing you to like my videos. If you don't like them and you dislike them, I won't lose my stuff over it, you know. I'll just understand that you won't like what I've done. That's what the dislike and like is for. If you'd like to subscribe, that'll be helping me a hell of a lot. And other than that, keep watching my videos, and that'll also be helping me in about as best as you can. I'm in Britain, so the offering money to bit isn't even an availability, but I don't mind that. I'm not asking my viewers to give me money. In my opinion, that's just a bit cheap, because if you get enough viewers, you'll be getting money anyway, so it's not like you should be asking for more. But that's just my view on, I guess, YouTube, and this isn't worth the money, in my opinion. If you're not looking to start a heist, don't bother getting a facility. It's literally pointless. Okay, I know I pretty much wrapped the video up, but I will just show you what you can do as a renovation to this facility. If I go up to the top there, yeah, there it is. That's the facility I was on about earlier, which I blew up when I was along this road, and I got blown up. You can do your colours, same as the bunker. Facility upgrades, these are the bits I actually have enough for, but not worth it. Okay, that one I don't, but yeah, still not worth it. Orbital cannon, that's what I got blown up with. That costs 900 grand, that's basically $1 million again. Security room, I don't know what's the point in this. I haven't been attacked by anyone, I literally just got it. But you don't do anything to do with supplies here, so I don't know what's the point in having it, but there we go, it's still an offer anyway. But yeah, that's it, and that's all you can do. There's nothing to get you money for having this place. It's just that. So do what you will with it. But in my opinion, this update wasn't great. It wasn't worth what we was waiting for. I was told a lot about what this update would bring, and then it turned out to be just 2 heists and a bunch of new weaponized vehicles to mess my experience up on this game. But as I say, if you've got the money to, I imagine this DLC will be very enjoyable for you. However, for me, with only 100 grand, it's not very enjoyable. It's just a letdown, you know. It's like, it's one of those things where you have high hopes for something and you get let down, and you just sigh, and you're just like, oh, why? But that's my opinion on it. So thank you very much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. I've been Rex.